Hello, everybody. This is Leela. I'm going to be talking about an important topic that, if you want to get to know me better, um, that I'd like people to know. Now, this is not an easy thing I'm going to be talking about. So, some parents might not want their children to watch it. So, I'd rather tell you now, um, if you that I'd like the parent, if they have children on here watching my video, to watch it first to make sure that it's okay for their children to watch. Okay, so um, because there's a lot of people that thinks that some of us are crazy because we believe in these things, and I have to say, if you're crazy, then I'm crazy too because I believe in these things. Okay, so first of all, everybody knows that I had, or a lot of people that know me know, as a child I had leukemia, and I almost died 3 times, and I also um, almost died a couple times when as an adult for things that happened in my with me. So, but I'm going to start off when I was a child. So after my cancer, um, things happened. Oh, first of all, yeah, I was I don't know if it's Christian or Catholic when I was little. I was, well, I still have the whatever because I did my communion and all that stuff, and they did, uh, but I'm trying to talk about stuff. I always get christening, yeah. So, so yeah, but I don't, and I'm gonna say it like now. Today, I do not believe in some of the things that has been said in that, and so yeah, um, and it's fine and okay if you guys want to go and believe that. I don't have an issue with anybody with any religion or whatever. I'm just saying what I believe. So, anyways, and if since I'm going there, I will go where I'll say I do not believe in God. And when it comes to Jesus, I have a very hard time believing that too. And that's my choice. That's my decision. Um, just like my kids, I let them decide what they want. Again, I won't go and just say to everybody, hey, this is, I don't. That's not me. But some people sometimes say something and people start hating that person, and that person might not even be dangerous or anything. It just that's their beliefs. So yeah, so if people hate me after this, oh well, then don't look at my video. Don't watch me. Don't be my friend. I mean, what beliefs I have is not going to change just because you don't like that I believe that. Anyways, so I want to start, okay, as a child. So after I had cancer, I I had like this energy that I can feel inside me, and I can say that my spirituality since I'm little was always wavering because I was like, there's just things that didn't work out, and I even asked my grandfather because not my real grandfather, but he was my grandfather since I'm little. For me, he is a real grandfather because when I was 2, I was calling him grandpa. He is a Dominican priest, or he was, I should say, Dominican priest, a very good one. I loved him so much. He helped out people, homeless people. We lived among these people because also my father was a homeless person, so we lived among these people. And mm, my grandfather, that's what he wanted, to live among these people, to get to know these people, to know that some people might think that's crazy, but I can tell you, maybe, but we learned a lot from people that are going through mental issues and other issues. I learned a lot about that. Yes, I've had some mental issues myself. Does that mean I'm crazy? No. And that has nothing to do with what I believe. I know what is normal and not normal. But there's also things that I believe that it really happened. So let me go from there. So yeah, I was saying that I had energies that I um, had, and I didn't know how to use it. So, being I'm a little girl, I don't know nothing about the world and everything. I buy myself a Ouija board, which actually is, they took it out for a long time and now it's back. Now, about the Ouija board, people think it's just a game. Oh, it's fun. Let's have fun with it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's not a game. I have witnessed things that maybe people did not witness or were lucky not to witness. One thing is, um, okay, one time I was playing the Ouija board and um, it told me, or whatever spirit told me, that that was one not bad, too bad. Told me that the lady that I call my mom, because she's not my real mom, was going to the hospital or the ambulance where she was. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I was saying I don't believe you and stuff like that. Okay, go. You say sit like go look. So I'd like go by on my board. I ran out there and it was true. She was going to the hospital. Now, if you want to believe it's bullcrap or whatever, that's your choice. But I'm telling you what I know because when I went to see her, she was. So tell me, how did I know that? I didn't know because they told me. Um, there are other things that happen, but I want to talk about the other thing that happened that really like scared me. There was a time that I was playing, I think, with my friends actually. Now I had me and a couple more, like we were like six maybe. So we were just playing normally, and then the board goes crazy. The thing on the board goes crazy and flies across the room. And our basement is big. It's like from my house, from one end of my house to the other. Now we have like, it's not, or maybe even bigger. And it flew right, okay, like almost if somebody like throws a bubble, but it was like on the ground. We had her on the ground on the board. We had her hands on it, and it flew right to the other end of the room. Now, how did that happen? Don't know. It happened. Again, if you want to think I'm crazy and that I made it up, fine, but it was not just me. There's other people around me that saw it. And then maybe you can say just it's a story that I'm making up. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm telling you what I witnessed. What I witnessed. The other time that I was around, I didn't play. I didn't want to because of what things that happened to me. I'm just telling you a couple of things. Did not want to. My friend wanted to play, and I said, I'm going to stay watching, but I'm not going to play. He had a baby bird he was taking care of. Fine, healthy, very loud, and everything. So they were playing the Ouija board, and then I heard a big noise like a gunshot or fireworks, but it was like just one big boom. So we go into my friend where the bird was, and the bird was dead. The bird was dead. Not that long before that, the bird was alive and there was no issue. Again, you can say I'm crazy. I did have that friend. I know I had that friend. I can say his name, but I'm not going to say his name because I'm on here. But yeah, we all witnessed the same thing. Again, you could think we're all crazy, whatever. So that was one thing that happened to me. So yeah, that people think it's a game, a toy, something to play with. No, it's not. It's dangerous. And anybody that has a child and buys it for them, fine. If something bad happens to them, then you can feel bad about it. Anyways, um, next thing is as I grew as an adult and I had the energy that I'm talking about, my friend that's on YouTube, again, I'm not going to mention, she taught me Reiki, and I used a lot of Reiki and learned how to do Reiki and um, did up to Reiki 2. I haven't done Reiki 3. That's where you learn about it and you can teach it to someone. So anyways, I went up to that, and I've learned other ways of healing from that later on in life too. But yeah, that, so I was helping friends out and making a little bit of money. But again, my energy is not that good, so um, that didn't last very long. I still do it once in a while, like my friends mostly. So I'm not paid for what I do. So yeah, and then next thing, when I had my son, he was premature, and I saw a shadowy figure in my house, um, of an angel. She had blonde hair. He was, since he was premature, was actually, he was born at 6 months and 6 days, and he was a pound and a half. And I don't remember his length, but I remember that. And all I know is when he came home after he was 5 pounds, because you have to be 5 pounds to get your baby home here in Canada. So after he was 5 pounds, he came to my home, and there was one day I saw a shadowy figure. It was an angel girl. I could see her. She was blonde, and I didn't see wings like people talk about. She was in a white dress, and she was kneeling in front of him. And yeah, I did see her. Again, if you want to think I'm crazy, then go ahead. I did see an angel. So that's the thing. And then as my son got older, I one day we went to a powwow, and I love the Native American culture and what they know and stuff. It's beautiful. And the Native Inuit, wonderful. I believe in that everything. I used to be pagan too. I'm not pagan now, but I do still believe in their customs and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, I believe in nature and that everything has life, and everything that has life, um, they can understand you. That you can actually talk to trees and stuff like that. They cannot hear you. They can understand animals very well. You guys know, people know animals will understand us, but not many people know that plants can hear us and understand us too. And then again, they would think I'm crazy, but that's true. So, anyways, where was I going with that? So after, yeah, okay, so I did Reiki. Yeah, okay, so my son was born, and I said I saw angel. Okay, as my son grew up, oh yeah, other thing that happened is my dad passed away. He was able to see my son before he passed away. Now, my dad had passed away at that time. So I can say there are times my dad passed away. Okay. There were times that I could sense him around me. I could feel his hand touch my shoulder like that. And I would look around me first, feel like there's a person touching your hand. So I'd look around me. There's no one around me. They're good at a distance behind, and there's not that many people. And I'm looking around, and no one is around me. And I felt that. I'm like, okay, Dad, I know it's you. And that happened to me 3 times. 3 times or more. So, yeah, I believe in angels, though, very much so. And she's proof that I do believe in angels. So, um, so yeah, when my dad passed away. So yeah, after that, my son, as he grew up, we went to, um, I was saying a powwow with, and after, oh yeah, I went in the hut where, you do revelations and stuff, where it's all hot, and like a sauna, and you're not quite a sauna, but anyways, it's hot, and um, they want you to visualize things and go into, and anyways, with that, after that, um, we were given, well, our kids were giving toys and stuff. And Taylor did not want it. He kept throwing it away. He kept throwing it away. He kept throwing it away. I said, maybe you just grumpy and don't want it. So I brought it home and hung it up. It's like a clown. And after that, I saw things evil spirit in it. And I decided to make sure. I wasn't sure 100%. So I left it up a little while, for a while. And, but every time I would go upstairs, I'd see this thing. And, not normal. The face was scary. Anyways, so I ended up bringing it down to my grandfather's place, where I have a lady that's my friend, and I said, what did you think about this clown? And she says, get rid of it right now. It's evil. So I got rid of it, and then I did a pagan ritual where I had salt at the windows and do a prayer and everything. So I went all around and did that. So yeah, and that worked. So yeah, so there's that. And then, as my son grew older, he would play with angels. Would see them. He would play games with them, talk to them, and everything. And I'd say, "Who are you talking to?" "I'm talking to my friends. They're angels." And some, great, okay, bye. I know some people believe that there's evil angels. I don't. I do not believe there's people that, like, has passed away, that not maybe very nice people, that when they're in the other world they are not gonna change. They don't change unless they decide to change before. Also, in one of my dreams, I've seen my grandfather helping when he passed away. He passed away after my second son was born, and, he was there at my husband's and I wedding. We got married as pagans then, but as we got older and learned things about life, he is now atheist. He does not believe. I am not pagan now, but I do still believe in, like, their customs and stuff. Um, and, yeah, like I said, there's some beliefs again I don't. So I'm staying on my own for stuff. I'm calling myself spiritual because I still believe in stuff, like, um, which is in the other world, realm, whatever. Um, so yeah, my son would play with angels. And as he grew older, he said he wouldn't see them anymore. And I said, they're still around you, just because you don't see them. Um, Before I had my son, and my teenage years, um, since I was going through a lot of things, there's many times I wanted to, commit suicide, and my angels would be there, and they wouldn't let me, like, they'd stop me from things happening. That's what I'm trying to say. And so it did not happen. I'm still around today. Even though I went through a lot of stuff. And then, um, yeah, after my second son passed, my son was born, my grandfather passed away not too long after. He was, though, about 6 months, 5 months, anyways. And, so he died around later in that time. So you got to see my son, and I think it was like in his 1 or 2 years, my second son. And so, I, after my son passed away, from a tragic accident, the light over my head was flickering. Not the same day, maybe the day after or something like that, or days after. The light was flickering, and I could hear, the sound of footprints running around me, around me. And then I'm like, yes, Gowan, I know that's you. So, yeah. And that was the most difficult thing I have ever been through. I didn't never believed I could get through it because it's difficult. Yes, you get through it, but you never. But it's going to always affect you for the rest of your life. It's just no way not to that it won't. But getting the tattoo that I showed before, this one here, actually helped me pull through because I was not doing well. And if you want to talk about somebody that's crazy, I can tell you, I went to the psychic hospital because I didn't think I could cope with losing a child. So I did. I went for a week. It's the upstairs for psychiatric because and like you're not allowed your shoes. You're not allowed. You're treated like a child in a way because you can't take what you want and stuff like that. I've been there, so I know what crazy is like or feeling like you're crazy, although I'm going through like a depression and mental issues on top of that. Yeah. So I know how crazy feels like. So when people tell other people that they're crazy or they think they're crazy, how do you know you're not the one that's crazy? You're not because you didn't go through what they went through. Anyway, so that's the thing. So um anyways, I went through that. And I'm gonna tell you, I did feel my son around me. It's a spirit. Now, as I grew older, angels are very strongly in my life. Um, that's why I'm very spiritual. There's other things, reasons too, but angels are my supporters. They're there around me all the time. I can't tell you how many. I have a lot. I did a. Some people don't believe in mediums and stuff like that. I have a friend. She's really good at it, and she pinpoint that there's tons of angels around me. And I asked her how much. She says she doesn't know. And I couldn't count them either because when I asked them to come to me, they come in shadows. So I couldn't tell you how many I have, but I have a lot. So yeah. So as like I said, I got in my adult here and I started learning what I was in my adult here when I was pagan. But I'm saying as I grew older, I started believing in different things. And so when it comes to spiritual, there's a lot of stuff I could tell you that I will come to that. So let me see, where am I at? Okay. My cats, there you go. My cats passed away, a lot of them I had. And I can tell you there were some of my cats that would come around. I could hear them. I would hear like or see shadowy things going by. And I don't know if you turn, you think something in the corner of your eye, and it was like a cat figure. I would see that go by. So I can see stuff, the spiritual side of things. I can. If you want to think I'm crazy again, that's your choice. I'm just telling what I believe and what I saw. One day, my friend Sarah and I were here at my house, the two of us, and she saw first something go by. I did see something at the corner of my eye, but I wasn't sure. I turned around and I looked and I saw something go by the other way, and I saw it this time. It was a tail, a cat tail. Now it seemed to be a black cat too, and I've had black cat. My female cat was still alive then, and her name was Starlight because I had another female cat before her that passed away, an older cat. So, anyways, and I saw that tail, and Sarah saw the tail. How can two people see the same thing? Maybe we're both crazy. I don't know, but um, so yeah, and a lot of times I've seen my animals in here. So there you go. They pass around, like tell me you're okay. So if I believe in the afterlife, yes, of course I do. I might not believe things that you believe, but I'm not going to force you and tell you you're wrong or whatever. You are allowed to believe what you want to believe. But what I don't like is when people call you crazy because your belief might be very different from their beliefs. So, anyways, as I go on, one night I was in my bed. My friend Sarah was sleeping upstairs in the other room, and so Kevin, I think he was in the shower, my husband, and so I was laying in my bed, and I turned around to look to see if my husband was, because I didn't know he wasn't there, and I saw Sarah there, not normal Sarah, like her spirit Sarah. Her body like was all, but I wasn't. But when I was there, I wasn't sleeping. I was awake waiting for my husband. So I turned around and looked because I was gonna look at my husband, and then I see her. I jumped up in bed and looked again, and she wasn't there again after. Now I know she was there. I told her she was there. Now, if you don't believe what I tell you, let me go for another one. My other best friend, her name is Magdalena. Okay. We've known each other for years. She knows me. I know a lot of her. Like, when I say years, a long time. Not as teenagers, as adults, but still for years. So, um, same thing happened to her with me. For some reason, I ended up in her room, she says, touching her foot and then leaving it. And I said, well, I did do that. She says, no, that was before then. She says, I know about that time. I'm talking about before then. So for some reason, my spirit went in her room, touched her foot, went out, and she says her door was closed. So like, how did I go through? Because she didn't hear the door. She said she was not really, and she has sleeping issues. She's awake most of the time. She said she didn't hear a door open or close, and she saw me in there and then out. Now, then I think my friend is crazy now, or I'm just telling you stories because it's great. I'm crazy, right? So I saw that. She saw me, and I'm like, really? And she says, yeah. So I'm like, okay. Um, then you must have seen my spiritual body. Don't ask me what I was doing or how I did it. I don't know. Same thing for my friend Sarah. Um, so yeah, and oh, my father has touched me multiple times on the arms, on my arm since he's passed away. Multiple times I've had his feeling. And then there's also multiple times I felt my angels. When I asked them, I believe in my angels so much because every time I ask them something, something good happens. So if I'm crazy, fine, call me crazy. But I can tell you that I'm a very happy person and that I do believe in angels. And I do believe that they're here to help us. And I do believe in something. Them. Definitely them. So yeah, that's who I pray to when people um, people needs help with something. And I can tell you a lot of times good things do happen to them. So I do believe in my angels because I do believe good things happen to, to these people and to me when talking to them. And I had leukemia as a child, and I asked to God to help me. And so, and just, I'm not even gonna go there, but whatever. So, um, I did say God is slow. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's slow. He takes his time when he does things. That's all I'm going to say. Um, my experience. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something. Yeah, okay. I talked about evil spirit um, in a clown doll. Now, I can sense. Oh, yeah. There's just another other thing that I didn't talk about. In my life after my cancer, I can sense people's emotions, or kind of know sometimes how that person is feeling. Most of the time, my best friend Magda always would ask me, "How do you know that I'm feeling this way?" I said, "I don't know. I just know. I can sense that." I was on a bus with somebody I didn't know at all, and I said, "You don't look good. You don't sound good," and stuff like that. Or you don't look good, I said. And that person says, "Yeah, I don't look good because I am not feeling good. I'm sick. I have a cold or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." But I mean, you're talking to someone you don't know. You don't know really if, you know, that is it. But so yeah, my best friend was, she always asked me, "How do you know?" I said, "I just do." So that's the thing. So I was going to talk about, um, hmm, yeah, I was saying I'm going to talk about spirits, good and bad and stuff. Okay, so a lot of people collect dolls, and I've always loved dolls. Now, in dolls, depending on the age or depending what decides to go in them, I believe have a, has can, not all of them, can have a spirit in them. And then people will say you're crazy. Yes, of course, some people will say we're crazy. Everybody that believes in stuff that they don't understand, we're crazy. But God, although nobody have ever seen God, oh my gosh, I believe in it. But if somebody says something like I say, oh my God, she's crazy. She needs to go to psychiatric. She, like, I've said things to people that thought I was crazy. Sorry, I did go to the psych ward. I know what crazy is like. And I've been around people that they're not crazy, they have mental issues. Schizophrenia. I've been around people that had that when I was living with my grandfather. I know these things. Don't tell me what crazy is. I know what crazy is. So, um, yeah. So, when I go to the doll show with my friends, we do find dolls that has evil spirits in it. We do. I can sense them. I already said I can sense people. Who says I can't sense something from the other world? I can. And I can tell you the same thing with my dolls. I can sense them. No, none of them are evil. I can tell you that right now. None of my dolls are evil. And you know, I can sense them. So I could sense people in the spiritual world. So why can I sense spirits in my dolls? Because I can. Again, like I said, call me crazy. People will definitely call me crazy with this video. But anyways, I do. I sense them. I've been to doll shows where I would look at something and I'm not with Mark at all. I'm not with Mark. I could sense something. Then my bro would come to me and tell me, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I sensed it long before you told me." He said, "Yeah, me too. I sensed it earlier. I didn't know if you had." And most of the time, we sense the exact same thing with the exact same doll. Now, that doesn't happen very often, that people can sense the same thing, but I did, and he does. Most of the time, we sense the same thing. So, what's wrong with us? We're crazy? Is that what you want to say? Like, we're crazy? That's what I'm saying. I was in nursing at one point before today, and I had this dream about, vivid dream actually, if people believe it. I'm very spiritual with, and I really love wolves. So I mean, I had my one of the one dream I had, or the place I ventured to, if I want to say it, where the wolves were. I actually entered a wolf and was able to feel and see what they see. It's incredible, incredible, and it's weird. It's just weird. I haven't wrote on them. And then, like, I got crazy. I wrote a wolf, so you're crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. Okay. Who's normal? What the hell does society believe is normal? There's a lot of different people with a lot of different beliefs and a lot of different, so what? So then everybody's crazy. Because if I don't believe what you believe, but you don't believe what I believe, then you're crazy. So I'm crazy. So everybody is crazy. So people are not normal then. Think about that. Anyways, so yeah, I do believe in the spiritual world. Too many things has happened in my life not to believe this. I said I can sense good or bad. There was a lady, again, when I was younger, young adult, I should say, sorry, or getting into adult. She was going through a difficult time. They had good money at one point, and then they lost everything, and they came to live with my grandfather. But anyways, I think she hugged me or something to say hi, and I felt a gut feeling in it. I didn't like that feeling. So I go and talk to her and ask her, like, I tell her, not ask her, tell her that I feel like something is not right with you. And she told me, yeah, my husband used to be a very a very good businessman until he went into gambling and lost everything. And she said, I'm going through a hard time with that. So I said, oh, that's why I sensed something from you. So yes, I do sense some things from people. And then my husband's mother, she believes in God. She's either Catholic or Christian. I'm not sure for sure. And so one day, okay, she had breast cancer. She died of breast cancer. But the 1 year she survived, one extra year before she died. So that 1 year, when she was in the hospital, her family and I went and see her, and I could sense or feeling or even hearing, because sometimes things happen to my brain. I get images. Angel, I feel it. That's what it told me, that she's gonna survive. She's gonna survive this time. So she did. She survived that time. And then it got worse again, and she did end up in the hospital. Since I told her family that before then, the year before, she would be okay. That year, I said, I haven't received any messages about her being okay. So I said, I'm sorry, but I don't think she's gonna make it this time. And and then again, I was right. She didn't make it. So, you know, um, so I'm crazy, right? But the whole family heard me. Why did they ask me that question? If I'm crazy, why did they ask me that question? Actually, their mother said she saw her mother tell her she was going to be okay that year. So when I told their mother, she said I already knew that, and I didn't know. So I said, So yeah, so I've been asked. I'm crazy, right? Yeah. So and so yeah, my kids know about what I've been through, but not everybody wants their kids to know, because it can be a scary thing. That's why I said not intended for kids, unless it's okay by the parent. So yeah, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I can think of at this point. I know I might have other things, I just can't remember right now. Well, if there's anything that comes up, I mean, at some point, then, because it's already 30 minutes that I've been speaking, I might do extra, because right now I can't think of anything. All right, so yeah. And then people that and I want to go with people that says, and I've heard that from people around my friends and stuff, that tells them that we don't believe in God enough. That's why we're sick. Do you know how many people in the world are sick and that has nothing to do with it? Some people are so Christian that they don't understand what's wrong with them. Okay? I am not, and I just still survived through very difficult things. Now tell me that. Some people are so Christian, they believe in God, and still die from something they got. Does that mean they didn't believe in it enough? You can say I don't, because I don't. I have every right not to believe. It's my decision. But to tell someone, oh, you don't believe in God enough. If you believed in God more, this would not happen. Really? So what happens to people that are really Christian, that prays every day, to go to church and do everything that they do? What happened to them? They don't believe enough? I find some people think they know everything. They don't. Do they go through your life every day? No. Do I try to listen and see that person? Yes, I do. I actually try to see how that person would feel before I open my mouth and say blah blah. Think about that. Sometimes people open their mouth and says crap. Do you know what I'm going through? If you do not know, if you don't live in my body, then don't tell me you know what I'm going through. So yeah, things to think about, people. Things to think about. Anyways, on another note, I'll let you go at this point. I can't think of anything else right now. And so I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.